This is why you should never think a small delay is useless. Sometimes God slows you down to keep you safe or guide you to the right place. Once upon a time in Chibok, a quiet, hot village in northeast Nigeria, there lived a young girl named Amina. Every day in her life felt familiar and calm. She woke up to the first lights in the sky, listened to morning prayers, and smelled her mother cooking warm food in the kitchen. She helped fetch water from the village well and played happily, running after chickens with her younger brother Abubakar and her little sister Aisha. Their home was simple, but it was full of love. They did not have much money, but they had strong faith, and they loved together all the time. One hot afternoon, Amina's mother, Alaja Safia, looked up from the pot she was cooking, a worried line on her forehead. "Amina, my child," she said softly, "the stew does not taste right yet. Please go to Mama Maimuna's kiosk and buy 2 Maggi cubes." Amina felt tired because the sun was shining very hard, but she nodded. She could already imagine how sweet and nice the stew would taste with Maggi. She held the old Naira notes Alaja Safia put in her hand and started walking, her small feet raising little dust. Mama Maimuna's shop was always full of things. When Amina got there, a little out of breath, she looked inside the small stall. "Mama Maimuna, please, do you have Maggi cubes?" she asked. Mama Maimuna shook her head slowly. Amina, my dear, they finished this morning. Try Baba Jide's place." Amina felt unhappy but turned back and walked to Baba Jide's kiosk. The sun felt even hotter. She pushed the beaded curtain and called, "Baba Jide, please, do you have Maggi cubes?" Baba Jide spread his hands sadly. "No, Amina, the truck did not come. Maybe go to Auntie Bissie's shop. It is far, but she sells everything." Amina did not like the long walk, but she remembered the stew. She stood tall and kept going. The road looked long and dusty. At last, she saw Auntie Bissie's shop near the bush at the edge of the village. "Auntie Bissie, please, do you have Maggi cubes?" Amina asked, her voice tired. Auntie Bissie smiled kindly. "Yes, Amina, just 1 pack left. You came at the right time." Amina felt so happy. She paid and held the Maggi cubes close. The sky was turning orange and purple. She walked faster, excited to return home. Then she saw it. A thick, dark smoke rising into the sky. It was coming from her village. Her heart beat very fast. Was it a bushfire? It was too close. She heard shouting in the distance and a crackling sound like fire eating wood. Fear filled her. She hid behind thorny bushes. The thorns tore her dress, but she did not feel pain. She peeked through the leaves. Dark shapes moved near the smoke. Men ran away through the field. The smoke grew bigger and darker. The fire crackled loudly. Amina shook all over. Her mind could not understand what she saw. Her village, her home. The Maggi cubes in her hand suddenly felt useless. She could not go back. She felt a strong voice in her heart telling her to run. So she turned and ran down a narrow bush path, away from home, her legs moving without thinking. The sun went down and darkness fell. Amina ran until she fell, stood up and ran again. She finally hid under a big tree and cried, holding the Maggi cubes. Before the story moves on, Grandma needs a quick favor. My producer, Mr. Tunde, is getting very serious about this channel. And he said if we don't hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the week, he might just take away my favorite storytelling chair. Please don't let him do that. Subscribe right now Leave a comment and share this tale with your friends and family. Let's keep Grandma on her throne. Pulled down her cheeks, but she did not make a sound. She was too scared to cry loudly. She could still see the big smoke in the sky. She could still hear the scary noises far away. She hugged the Maggi cubes in her hand. They felt hard and small, like tiny stones. She held them tight because they reminded her of home. Her heart felt heavy. She wanted to run to her mother. She wanted to hug Aisha and chase chickens with Abubakar again. But she knew she could not go back. When the sky turned dark and the stars came out, Amina stood up slowly. Her legs were weak, but she forced them to move. She walked deeper into the bush. She did not know where she was going. She only knew she had to move. She walked until she could not walk again. She slept under a big tree. The ground was cold and hard. Strange sounds came from the bush. Owls hooted. Crickets sang. Wind rustled the leaves. Amina hugged her knees and closed her eyes. She whispered, "God, help me." Then she slept. The next day she woke up hungry and thirsty. Her lips were dry, her stomach made loud noises. She looked around and found small red berries on a bush. She picked them and ate them. They tasted sour, but they stopped the hunger a little. She found a muddy puddle and drank from it. The water tasted dirty, but she needed it. Days passed like this. Walk, eat little berries, drink dirty water, sleep under trees. Sometimes she saw other scared people running in the distance, but she was too afraid to call them. She felt alone, like a tiny leaf lost in a big storm. One hot afternoon, she heard voices. At first, she thought it was danger. She hid behind a tree and waited. The voices got closer. They were gentle voices. Then she saw men and women wearing bright vests. They carried bags of food and water. They were aid workers. "Look, a child," one woman said. Amina stepped out slowly. Her clothes were dirty. Her hair was messy. Her feet were dusty and sore. The woman ran to her and held her. "My child, you are safe now," she whispered. Amina felt her legs shake. She held the woman and cried. She cried for her mother, for her home, for everything she had lost. The woman hugged her and gave her water. It tasted clean and sweet. Amina drank fast. She did not know water could taste so good. They took her to a camp with many tents. So many people were there. Some cried, some looked tired, some sat quietly like they were lost in their minds. Children ran around, but their faces were sad. This place was called an IDP camp. It was for people who ran away from danger. Amina got a small mat to sleep on in a big tent with other girls. It was hot inside. Babies cried, people coughed. The line for food was long every day. Amina sometimes shared her small meal with the younger child. She remembered her mother always shared too. One day when she sat alone, a girl sat beside her. She whispered, "My name is Fatima. My village also burned." Amina looked at her. Fatima's eyes looked just like hers, scared and tired. She nodded. They did not need many words. They understood each other. Later, a godman sat near Amina. He gave her a tiny piece of dried fish. "Eat, child. If God lets you wake up each morning, it means He still needs you here." Amina held that sentence in her heart like a small light. She did not know what her future would be, but she wanted to live. She wanted to keep moving. The days were long. The nights were noisy and hot. Amina prayed every night. She told herself, "I must not stop. I must be strong." She looked at the camp gate one morning and felt something inside her say, "There is more ahead. Do not stay here forever." And so, her journey would soon begin again. Amina did not stay long in the camp. Every day she watched trucks leave. People came and went. The camp was noisy, crowded, and hot. Food was never enough. Many people coughed, many babies cried. Sometimes Amina woke up hungry. Sometimes she shared her food with Fatima. One morning, Amina had two men talking near the gate. "I am going to Maiduguri today," one man said. Maiduguri, a big city, a place where life moved, a place where someone could find work. A light woke up in her heart. She walked to the man and held her hands together. "Please, sir," she said softly, "I want to go to Maiduguri. I can walk. I will not disturb you." The man looked at her for a long time. She looked small, thin, but her eyes were strong. He said, "Come, sit at the back of the truck." Amina climbed in. She sat among bags of rice and boxes of supplies. As the truck moved, she looked back at the camp. Fatima waved at her. Amina waved back. She whispered, "I will come back for you one day." The road was long and dusty. Amina held her small bag close. She had nothing inside except a wrapper and the empty nylon that once held Maggi cubes. But she held it like treasure. When she reached Maiduguri, she felt very small. The city was loud, people shouted, cars honked, dust rose everywhere. She had no home. No one waited for her. So she started to walk. She saw women selling food. She saw boys pushing wheelbarrows. She saw girls carrying water. So she asked the woman, "Please, ma, can I help you? I can fetch water." The woman looked at her tired face and nodded. "Bring water for my stand." Amina walked hard. She carried heavy buckets. Her arms hurt. Her legs shook. But she did not stop. The woman gave her a few naira. Amina used it to buy bread. She ate slowly, saving a piece for later. Soon, she washed plates for food sellers. She swept small shops. Then, she began selling pure water at bus parks. "Pure water, pure water," she called every day. She slept in a small room with other girls. The room was hot and crowded, but she thanked God because she had a roof. Sometimes fear awoke her at night. She remembered the smoke. She remembered her mother's voice. But she wiped her tears and said, "God kept me alive. I must keep moving." One day, she saw women plaiting hair. Their fingers moved fast. The braids looked beautiful. Amina watched every day. She did not speak. She only looked and learned with her eyes. A kind woman near them, Mama Carol, noticed her staring. "You like hair work, Amina?" Amina nodded shyly. Mama Carol smiled and brought out two old mannequin heads. "Take them, practice. Your eyes are hungry to learn." Amina almost cried. She held the heads like gold. Every night, by the small lamp, she braided and unbraided hair. Her fingers hurt. She stayed up while others slept. She practiced until her arms ached. Slowly, her hands became smart. Slowly, she became good. A schoolgirl saw Amina practicing. "Can you plait my hair?" she asked. Amina nodded. She braided the girl's hair slowly but neatly. She got her first real money from hair work. Her heart danced. She whispered, "Thank you, God." Soon she heard people say, "Jos has the best salons. Girls learn fast there." Amina saved every naira she made. She slept on the floor. She ate little. She did not waste money. When she had enough for transport, she folded her clothes, wrapped her mannequin heads, and got on a bus. Jos was cold. The wind stung her cheeks, but she did not stop. She found a small salon and asked, "Please, can I clean here? I want to learn hair." They let her stay. She swept floors. She washed hair. She fetched water. She washed everything. Every part, every braid, every weave. Mama Grace, the salon owner, saw her hard work. One day she said, "Amina, come closer. Watch how I part hair. Watch how I sew weave." Amina watched. Amina learnt. Soon, Amina's hands moved fast. Her braids became very neat. Her weaves looked natural. Clients started asking, "Let that girl braid me." Amina began to earn more. She saved every coin. She slept hungry some nights to save money, but she smiled inside. She was growing. She was climbing. Then she heard about Abuja. There is big money there, big women, good pay. Amina packed again. Another journey, no fear, only hope. Abuja was big and shiny. The houses looked like palaces. But Amina had no saloon job yet. So she started walking door to door with her hair tools in a nylon bag. "Good morning, ma. Can I braid your hair?" she said to many women. Some closed their doors. Some ignored her. But a few let her in. They loved her neat work. They told their friends, "There is one quiet girl. She is very good." Amina shared a small room with 3 girls. She woke up early, she prayed, she worked every day, she saved money. Instead of buying new clothes or shoes, she bought saloon tools, better combs, scissors, hairdryer. Soon she got a big client in Ikoyi, a rich woman. The woman smiled when she saw her finished hair. "You are gifted, Amina," the woman said, and gave her extra money. Amina thanked her and did not waste it. She saved more. Her dream grew. She said, "One day I will have my own saloon." Hold on, my dear. I see you're enjoying Amina's journey, and I'm so glad. Our channel data shows that many of you watch every single week. You love the stories, but sometimes you just forget to tap that subscribe button. It only takes a second. Please hit subscribe now so you never forget to join me for the next amazing African folktale. Thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing and joining our family. Your support keeps the stories flowing. Now, let's get back to Amina and see how her destiny unfolds in the big city. Lagos was loud and busy. People rushed everywhere, but Amina did not fear. She had been through fire already. She worked in Mushin, then in Yaba. Then one day, a rich client in Ikoyi asked her to do home service. Soon, big women started calling her. Bankers, businesswomen, foreign women. They loved her hands. They loved her humility. After many years of saving, she rented a small shop in Ikoyi. She painted the walls white. She bought chairs and mirrors. She named it Amina Beauty and Hope Studio. On the wall, she wrote, "What you survive becomes your strength." Then one day, a girl walked into her shop. It was Fatima, her old friend from the camp. Amina hugged her tight. "You came," Amina whispered. "I found you," Fatima said, smiling. Amina hired her immediately. She said, "No girl will walk alone." That evening, Amina stood outside her shop. Cars passed, people laughed. The smell of stew floated from a house nearby, the same smell she remembered from home. Tears rolled down her face. She looked up at the sky. "If the Maggi was in the first shop," she whispered, "I would have gone home. I would have died." She held her chest gently. Sometimes miracles look like delays. She wiped her tears, smiled, and walked back in to help Fatima wash the hair bowls, just like old times, but now in her own shop. Amina had survived. Amina had grown. Amina had won. And now she would help other girls to win too. This story teaches us that even when life feels very hard and painful, we must not give up. Sometimes, things happen that we do not understand and they hurt us deeply, but later we see how they were guiding us to a safer and better place. Just like how the slings in a catapult can only launch objects forward when it goes backwards, so does most setback and energy pull for a huge comeback. Amina kept moving, learning, walking, praying and believing even when she was sad, lonely, hungry and afraid. She did not stop trying. Because she did not stop, she reached a place of joy, strength and success. Her journey shows that God can use delays and struggles to protect us and prepare us for great things. If we keep going with courage and hope, even small steps can lead us to big blessings.